finished 1-1. It's not long. What do you reckon of it, Bruce? What do you reckon? Yeah, it was a tough game. You can see both games nervous. Come on, if it ain't mate, put another shit on the barbie. Yeah. It wasn't a good game. There was a lot of bad passes going on. A bit more post-match relation, Latin. Anything you want to say, boys?
Hello everyone, I'm just home from the London Stadium. I've had a long day, protests before the game, attended them. Hopefully you saw my video that I did with Batman, Wayne Thurnall and Nick Tucker. Lovely pair of fellas. Wayne is so funny, he has me in stitches. And Nick just shoots from the hip all the time. I love Nick, he's brilliant. But it was an absolute pleasure to meet them fellas, and I thank them for giving me their time to make a little video for you guys. I think the protest or rally probably did what it wanted to achieve in terms of letting the board know that there is an element of the fan base who have put them on notice, and they are going to scrutinise and have scrutinised everything they've done and everything they will do in the future. So yeah, watch this space. From there we went onto the ground, watched the game. It wasn't a great game of football. I keep saying that, don't I, on these videos? It wasn't a great game of football. But I have to be honest. I mean, I've read tweets and things, and I had to hang out to meet a fella round by where West Ham Fan TV do their videos, and I heard a couple of fellas around there saying that we were really good first half. I don't think we were really good. We were okay. The trouble is, when West Ham play football, it was something that is a hangover from Pellegrini, I think. We're still far too slow. Our build-up play is too pedestrian. You know, when we get the ball and everybody's cheering and screaming break and go, and we're expecting, you know, like, because we see the great teams doing it, you know, like Liverpool pick up the ball in their own half and all of a sudden they've got 5 players bombing forwards. We have 5 players turning around and looking at the man with the ball to see what he's going to do. And then we react to what he does do. There's nobody proactively running and making moves and bombing forward. That being said, I think Zaba had a very good game at right back, and he was bombing forwards when his weary old legs could carry him, and he did well. He did do well. He defied the years, I think. The game definitely missed Anderson and Antonio. They both would have taken it to them, I think. However, in saying that, you know, we did have some good spells. There were times when we were putting together some good passes, and we were putting Everton to the cosh, but then we never finished it off. Our final ball was letting us down again. That, like I said, the penetration just wasn't there. But, you know, being the ever optimist, it will come, I'm sure. I just want to mention very quickly, Darren Randolph didn't have a lot to do. His first game back. And apparently he's been out for a little while as well, hasn't he? But he was steady. He wasn't particularly busy because the defence were fairly solid, I have to say. Ogbonna and Diop played very well. Ogbonna ran Snodgrass very close, I think, for my man of the match. In midfield, Noble wasn't great. I don't know what his problem was. Horrible. Rice was Declan Rice. You know, he's always steady. However, for as good as his tackling was, and for as much as he was trying to marshal and control the midfield. He was playing some terrible passes. Some of his passes were awful. But having said that, you know, he's still probably one of our best players. Fornals is continuing to become everything Lanzini isn't anymore, and Lanzini again went missing. He was just a passenger, didn't really do anything. Haller, I hate to say it because I had such high hopes for Haller, but I think Haller is lazy. That's all there is to it. He tries to do everything far too casually. I think he needs to learn a little more of how the Premier League is played and what is expected of forwards and things. And yeah, as I mentioned just now, I think Snodgrass was probably my man of the match. There was an incident in the game with VAR was checking for a possible red card for violent conduct, but that was down the other end of the ground, so I can't really comment on that because I didn't really see too much of it. I was a little surprised, to be honest, when it came up on the screen. But that being said, we didn't lose. We scored a goal. Randolph didn't have a lot to do. And Fornals is starting to turn into the quality player that we all hoped he would do. So I would say that this video is probably a little more positive than some of my, or most of my, previous videos that weren't very positive at all, because there really hasn't been much to be positive about. However, if Moisey can keep them working and get them running and increase their work rate in the games, then what we saw today in patches and in fits and starts, hopefully we can start to see for prolonged periods of time and eventually for the whole game. I think looking at today's team, and bearing in mind we didn't have a fully fit team, I think I'm a little more positive for the rest of the season than I was a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago I thought we were doomed, but now I think we've got a fighting chance of staying up. I don't think relegation for us is a given. And incidentally, just before I go, I'm dying to have a cup of that tea. Before I go, I've just got to say, when a jetty came on, everybody groaned. And to be fair, it was only for like 8 minutes. However, the first minute that he was on the pitch, he did more in that minute than Lanzini did in the whole game. So maybe a jetty and Haller might be worth having a look at while Antonio's convalescing and recuperating. Cup game next week. Hopefully we're going to take it seriously. It's going to be interesting. Slaven Bilic bringing West Brom. I'll be there. I'll do another video. Barnet will still be messed up from having mewed up because it's cold. And I'll see you all soon. Come on, you are.